to do that. You know the rules yet? Go ahead, fire one.
All right, if I may. After the midweek and today, going through minimal pitching, how does it feel at this part of the season to have your full bullpen pretty much?
Yeah, you know, we really didn't want to throw Major for 3 innings because that might wipe him out for the weekend, but Ben really had to grind that one out. You know, they out-hit us 12-9, and we had to make some real pitches with men on base, which is what veteran guys do. Mage went out there and let some guys on base, but when they got on base, that's when he made his biggest pitches. So that was a real grind on the mound to get out there with 3 runs. So their veteran leadership won that game.
Caleb has shown his arm in the outfield in a couple of games. Landon does it tonight. You know he had that sort of arm on it?
Yeah, you know, Landon, he's never played the outfield before. He was a first baseman and a DH last year at his last school. So when he first got here, learning how to play the outfield, he's come light years as far as how he's playing right now. You know, a lot of times late in games we put Tyler Cox in there for him because Cox is a good thrower, but what a huge play. 2-1 at the time would have tied the game, but it just flipped the momentum of them scoring a run that inning to our dugout, and we just responded.
Going off of that, it seems like tonight was maybe one of your sharpest defensive games of the season, at least I thought so. I guess first of all, would you agree with that? And then how do you think your defense has developed throughout the season?
I always want to know what you're thinking, so thank you for that. But yeah, you know, we've played good all year defensively. You know, we've had some speed bumps along the way, but we've got a good defensive team. Our outfielders have played well this year. Between Landon and Barry can really run around center, and you know we've had to play a lot of different third basemen this year, and Tuck and JJ up the middle have been phenomenal the whole season, and Huss is super athletic over there, so we have a good defensive team. But yeah, when they get 12 hits, and they had to have left a lot of guys on base. You know, you have to make plays when that happens. You have to make pitches, you have to make plays. The most important pitches and plays of the game come when you're in the stretch and there's guys on base, and that's what we did tonight.
Coach, with Landon, first base to left field can be an interesting transition in just one off season. How did that all come?
It's not easy, but he's always out here in early work with saves, working in the outfield. He's come so far as an outfielder, and that's a credit to him and saves and all the work they do. Before you guys ever even think about coming to the game, these guys are out here working on that stuff all the time. So that's when it pays off, you know, late in the year in a big conference game.
So when you're bringing him in, I mean, obviously you don't really have a hole at first. So did that put up any, like, you know, maybe we don't?
We brought in his bat.
Okay.
You know, he's always been a good hitter, and has hit for a little bit of power and hit for a high average. So, you know, you just recruit good players and let the chips fall where they may, you know. But he spent some time over there. You know, you never know if something happens to Huss, who has to go over there. So, you know, he's got experience there in case we need it, but I sure hope we don't.
I mean, at worst, he's your DH, I guess, in that situation.
Yeah, but he's never had to do that. You know, we've got Logan Salve and Sam White. We've gotten some production out of that spot, so I like the lineup exactly the way it is right now.
You know, with Ben, I think it was after the TCU game, you said you had kind of a talk or a heart-to-heart with him after Kansas when he struggled a little bit. He's come back the last 3 or 4 starts extremely strong. You know, what was that talk about, and how much has it shown these last 3 or 4 starts?
Well, you know, after that game, I didn't think he was attacking hitters. I thought he was pitching against a team that he didn't think was very good, and he didn't have to be good, and they whooped us. And I told him after the game, basically I started the conversation by, Ben, don't ever do that again. That's how I talk to my kids sometimes, you know. And in I think it was the first or second inning, I made a trip to the mound, and I said, Ben, we need to crank up the arm speed, because I thought the first inning he wasn't attacking like he should have. And then after that, he's like, I got you, I'll get better, I promise I'll get better, and he sure did.
Thanks, Coach.